Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Hopefully you have a smooth week. So what I have on the table is a Troy-Bilt with a Quantum 675 190cc. Pardon me. It is got a build date June of 2011. The engine number 126 Tango 020676 dash Bravo 2, built June 2011. I think that's what it is. It's got some pitting on it, but I believe that is the engine number. So my son had dragged this out of the to-do pile on Saturday, washed it off for me. I had discussed 2 mowers that came in Friday. Scrapper that delivers brought me 2. I rectified 1 already. This Murray went through the carb, ended up being a bad coil on this one. I mowed my neighbor's yard with it, put it to the test. It was fine. This 2-in-1 combo. It still has the metal block off plate on it for mulching. And then this Craftsman Tecumseh powered 4.5. This came in. Haven't done anything with this. This was a broken cord deal. So we had a big thunderstorm come through. It put me out of commission for a couple hours. It left me this much rain here in my yard waste barrel. So the grass is going to take off. Sales are still slow, which is fine. I mentioned that yesterday. It's 1 machine every other day, which is fine. Just had a guy stop. He saw me out here working, said, hey, my sister's got a mower. It won't start. Can I bring it by? And since I'm getting pretty caught up, I told him, yeah, I'd take a look at it. So I told him, bring it by this week. I'll check it out. So the deal with this thing is a couple of the wheels are stiff, so I got to work on that. This is just a standard pusher. Safety brake cable broke. My son went to pull the bail bar and it just snapped the cable. It's all rusted to heck and filled with water. So I had squirted some 2+2 carb cleaner in it to try to start it. I had wired up the linkage here so I would have power, coil power, and it did fire off and stall. Got it up on the table and realized there was no bowl on the carburetor. I vaguely remember this one. It came in, somebody had swiped the bowl, or maybe they were trying to clean it. So I grabbed a bowl off another dead machine in the jet, swipe that so we can put this together. The bowl gasket was deteriorated, so I ended up just changing that out. It was all brittle and just no good, no salvaging that gasket. So took my Project Source Low spray paint after I had cleaned it up, went around and did some spray paint work. There was some rust up here on the muffler. I put a coat there on that. So what else? took the coil off. There was a bunch of built up scaly rust up here on the flywheel. Cleaned up the coil, got all the heavy duty rust off of that. Got a new air filter for it. Not sure about the blade. I'm concentrating on the engine right now. Okay, a lot of meat on the blade. I can sharpen that up. So this thing's ready to go back together. What I'll do is start up here with the coil. Look for a piece of cardboard as my gauge. Where can I set you? Right about there. I got everything sitting on my table as far as the hardware. Okay. So we're going to have to adjust the thermostatic wafer once we get that far. So what I'm going to do this week for videos, since I did a few last week, I know their video quality isn't top notch, but I'm going to blow those out. You're just going to have to suffer. You might have low volume until I start doing some new video content. I had some cardboard here because I was doing paint work. I was trying not to get it on the red paint. I'm looking for a piece of cardboard I can use. And I think I got something. I just have a snack box I'm going to use. Okay, this is 1/4-inch drive. Let me grab that. Anything going on with you guys? Taking any mowers over the weekend? Put some pressure on this coil, push it towards the flywheel. Okay. I push it hard enough. You know, that should do. So not only the bowl missing on the car, but 3 of the head bolts were gone. I don't know why. So I went to my bucket of quantum parts I had bought from a scrapper, and I grabbed 3 head bolts, put them on, tighten them down. So hopefully we have compression. It feels like it. Just going through the motions here. Okay, so that's on. I can put the carb together. We'll put that on. Set up my air vane and the spring. 13 millimeter. Okay, my gasket's still on the back of the car. Let me fish the Z-bend through here. So the commercial Cub Cadet that I have advertised is getting a lot of attention. Had a few people pretty far away. I think it's far away. 2-hour drive one way. Were interested in it. But then they finally gave up and said, too far to drive. Okay, my small spring is over here. Quarter-inch socket for this. Put my spring on. Okay, so it's moving free and clear. What I'm looking for is, looking straight on, is the arm for the thermostatic wafer in between the two notches, and it is. And then look at it sideways. The leading edge here should be in between the two notches that show up on the side of this plastic, and it is. So it's set up in the two positions. So that's that. I've gotten them in where somebody's hooked in the middle of this thing. The triangle, it does not go in the middle of that triangle. Okay, recoil time. I kind of put the screws back in the holes I took them out of, so let me remove those. Put the recoil on, tank, and then my backing plate for the air filter. Put a little oil down here, lubricate the metal spring. Kind of jimmy this thing into place. Oh, okay, I know what it is. The spring for the linkage here was in the way. We're going to start it without the cable because I didn't bring one out. Okay, that's down. My sheet metal's in place here. Then we'll put the filler tube for the oil in place. I just move that to the side. Get these started and grab my DeWalt. Buzz these on with a 10mm socket. So I just get them hand tight because sometimes you gotta manipulate to get them lined up. Let me try putting this back one in first. It's giving me agita. That's 10. Let me try to get it started. Okay. That seemed to help. Tried the other one instead and it caught. Grab the DeWalt. The rear two. Okay, let me grab the oil filler tube. Swing that into place. 8mm screw to hold that down. Okay, there we go. Let me throw the 8 on because I'm going to use the 8 here as well for the backing plate. Okay, so that's that. Why don't we do the tank? That way I have access to the hose. We'll do the tank first, which was dry, and I blew it out. That's 10 back here. Got my spacer in place. Let me just snug this up. Then we'll put the 3 shouldered 8s on, which happen to be over here near Clucky. Thanks, Clucky. You're always doing a fine job. Okay, grab the DeWalt. I seem to be missing one of these shouldered 8s. I'm pretty sure I started out with 3. Let me just take a quick look. Maybe it got knocked down. I'll deal with that later. I probably have spares. Okay, so I got the 3 for the backing plate. We'll put that on. I got fuel nearby. Fuel line on, grab my needle nose. Okay, that's that. Air vane still moving. Throttle's moving. That's that. Put an aftermarket filter on. This is also on this cover. Okay, we're pretty much level here. Let me check the oil. Okay, it's got enough oil and it's golden brown. We just got to fuel it. We'll do that up here. That way we can see if we're leaking gas through the bowl. I hope we don't. That should be good. Yeah, covering the bottom. We leaking. Feels drier than a baby's bottom. I'm gonna go for it. Drop this big red turd to the ground. 2011 red turd. Let's see if it's got any life left in it. We get down, we make sure the linkage isn't grounding out. Got the spring detached there so we can try starting it. So let's drop the table. Was going to try to give you the cable number. I'll do it down below, remind me. I don't see it here. Oh, the zippy ties just broke off. They were all dry rotted. Okay, what do we got? We got the 746-04661. After the 1, you might see alpha, or you may see 946-04661. The 7 and the 9 are interchangeable, or they interchange them. I don't do it, the manufacturer does, but the cable number on this for the safety brake, 746-04661. which I think is an obsolete number. Okay. Because it's got the hook, and I think they've upgraded it to the clip-on style. Let me see, do I have one nearby? No, I don't. But this hooky-dooky style here is weak. They end up breaking off. The Troy-Bilt number 11 Alpha Dash Alpha 26 Mike 011 is what this Troy-Bilt model number is. Let me get this thing set up. I'll grab you. One rear wheel here is binding up, so it needs some axle grease. Where can you go? I think you can go right here. Okay. Just to be sure, one more check. Looking good. Yep, right to the top hole. Make sure the linkage isn't grounding, and it's not. So let me pull. I say to pull Annie. Oh, we're leaking a little gas. And it may be from the hose. The end of the hose is wet. Darn it. Not grounding out. Let it warm up a little bit. Okay, it grounded out that time. Got some smoke from the exhaust and the paint up here on the recoil. It's not high temp paint. So that worked out good. A little rough idling there in the beginning. It seemed to warm up. Reason I took the air filter off, I wanted to make sure that the choke had opened up before I made my adjustment. Increase the RPMs just a little bit. Choke's wide open. So yes, I'm happy with this 2011 Troy-Bilt turd. So, like I said, when it was on the table, looked at the blade. Blade looks in new condition. It's rusty, but there's a lot of meat on it. There's no wear on the leading edge, and the lift isn't sandblasted. So that worked out good. I'm happy. I'll fetch a cable for this, hook up the cable, and deal with the binding rear wheel here. Probably take all the wheels off and put some axle grease on them. So there you go. Ho, ho, ho. Thanks for coming out. So don't get bummed. I'm going to post a couple of videos from last week. Sound quality might not be 100%. Just bear with me till I get those out of my queue. Hoo. Please tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. Adios, amigos.